Taiwan has an area of about 36.000 square kilometers. Is the 38th largest island in the world with about 70% of the area being mountainous. The plains are mainly concentrated in the western coastal area. Taiwan is separated from mainland China by the Taiwan Strait to the west. Taiwan is famous for its electronic products. Taiwan is one of the world's leading technology centers, especially in the field of semiconductor manufacturing. Taiwan is known to young people for Taiwanese milk tea. And if you were to name the first person related to Taiwan that comes to mind, who would it be? Would it be Chiang Kai-Shek? When the Kuomintang led by Chiang Kai-Shek was defeated in mainland China, he and millions of supporters retreated to Taiwan in 1949, establishing a new government on the island. After Chiang Kai-Shek died in 1975, his legacy continued to be a source of controversy on the island of Taiwan. Chiang Kai-Shek became a ubiquitous icon in Taiwan. Thousands of statues of him were erected in parks, schools, squares, and even in government buildings. These statues often depict him in a majestic pose, with a distant gaze, symbolizing his leadership vision. His image also appears on stamps, coins, and public buildings. Many schools, streets, and even residential areas are named after him or symbols related to his political career. Since taking power in 2016, President Tsai Ing-wen and her ruling Democratic Progressive Party have stepped up efforts to distance themselves from the past. And little has changed with Taiwan's new leader, Lai Ching-te, also from the Democratic Progressive Party. The ruling Democratic Progressive Party in Taiwan has even established a judicial committee to investigate and review the actions of the Kuomintang in the past. One of the notable proposals of the committee is to remove statues of Chiang, rename streets and places named after this late leader. Taiwan has more than 300 streets, nearly 60 schools, dozens of places named after Chiang Kai-Shek, with some having been renamed in the past 5 years. In 2022, Taiwan implemented a subsidy program for localities, schools, and organizations to remove totalitarian symbols related to Chiang Kai-Shek. This process has not gone smoothly, facing opposition from opposition parties, especially the Kuomintang. They believe that removing the statue is an act of destroying heritage and unilaterally changing history. The Democratic Progressive Party and the Kuomintang are two opposing political forces in Taiwan. And the Chiang Kai-Shek statue is the greatest symbol of the Kuomintang. The removal of these monuments was not only historical but also politically strategic, aimed at reducing the influence of the Kuomintang in society. Today, many statues of Chiang Kai-Shek still exist, but their number has been significantly reduced compared to the past. The removal and relocation of these statues continues to be a topic of debate in Taiwanese society, reflecting the diversity of views on the island's history and heritage. Chiang Kai-Shek was so revered in Taiwan that he became the ultimate symbol of the regime, an unquestioned and uncriticized figure during decades of Kuomintang rule. Taiwan's Democratic Progressive Party wants to remove Chiang Kai-Shek's image and statues for reasons related to the island's history, ideology, and political orientation. Chiang Kai-Shek is a divisive figure in Taiwan. He is seen by some as a hero who defended Taiwan against mainland China. However, many others see him as a dictator responsible for brutal repression. Since the 1980s, Taiwan has been transitioning from dictatorship to democracy. This process has been accompanied by a re-examination of history and the legacy of its former leaders. As the democracy movement grew, Chiang Kai-Shek's opponents saw him as a symbol of repression and should be removed from public view. Many saw the removal of the statue as a way to honor the victims of political persecution under his rule. The Taiwanese government has also taken steps to reconcile with the past, including publicly apologizing and compensating victims of the White Terror. The White Terror, from 1947 to the 1980s. The Kuomintang government under Chiang carried out severe political repression, arresting, torturing, and executing tens of thousands of people. This was the biggest stain on his rule in Taiwan. Chiang Kai-Shek and the Kuomintang always viewed Taiwan as an inseparable part of China. He maintained the goal of retaking the mainland from the Chinese Communist Party, and reunifying the entire territory under Kuomintang control. However, the Democratic Progressive Party tended to support Taiwan's independence and sought to separate the island from its historical, cultural, and political ties with China. After Japan surrendered to the Allies in 1945, Vietnam fell into a power vacuum. According to the agreement at the Potsdam Conference, the Republic of China under the leadership of Chiang Kai-Shek was assigned the task of disarming the Japanese army in northern Vietnam. From the 16th parallel onwards, Chiang Kai-Shek's plot in Vietnam was to establish a military government and put reactionary henchmen in power. However, our party and President Ho wisely seized the opportunity and promptly led the August Revolution to success, establishing the Democratic Republic of Vietnam government before Chiang's army entered. Political forces supported by Chiang's army such as Viet Quoc and Viet Cach also prepared steps to overthrow the Democratic Republic of Vietnam government. But their plot was defeated. Chiang Kai-Shek Memorial Park, or today commonly known as Liberty Square, is located in the heart of Taipei, the cultural and political heart of Taiwan, with an area of about 250,000 square meters. The space here is like a large painting painted by massive architectural buildings, lush green gardens and a large paved square. In the heart of the bustling city, the park appears both majestic and peaceful, a place where the past and the present intersect. Built from 1976 and completed in 1980. This park was originally erected to commemorate Chiang Kai-Shek, the leader of the Kuomintang, who ruled Taiwan for nearly 3 decades. The center of the park is the Chiang Kai-Shek Memorial Hall, a building with a strong traditional Chinese architectural style with blue tiled roofs, white walls and red granite floors. The building is built on a high platform, connected to the ground by 89 steps, a number that represents his longevity. At the top of the building is a giant bronze statue of Chiang Kai-Shek sitting down, his face solemn but still calm. In front of the building is a large square, where people and tourists often gather. This square, together with 2 symmetrical architectural structures, the National Theatre and the National Concert Hall, has turned this place into the cultural center of Taipei. Grand concerts, artistic plays and vibrant community events take place all year round. Taipei residents often come here not only to admire the grandiose structures, but also to enjoy the open space, exercise, or simply find a bit of peace in the midst of their busy lives. However, this park is more than just a beautiful place to visit. For Taiwanese people, it is also a symbol of the arduous journey of democratization. From a place to praise a controversial leader, the park has become a public space for protests, human rights campaigns, and pro-independence movements. These changes reflect the aspirations for democracy and the spirit of independence of the people of Taiwan, a small country that is constantly striving to assert its position. Today, the name Liberty Square has replaced the old name, as a way to emphasize the values of freedom and democracy that the people here always pursue. Chiang Kai-Shek Memorial Park, with its harmonious beauty of history, architecture, and culture, is not only a tourist destination, but also a witness to the ups and downs of Taiwan's history. Every brick, every step, every wall tells stories of a resilient and innovative Taiwan.